I'm a leader of men, not a follower of men. I'm a father, not a baby daddy. My sons, Travis included, are getting ready to migrate to the NFL. I'm not following them to the NFL. So I plan on being here and being dominant here.
Most influential people in the sport talking about the sport globally. This time on Big Noon Conversations, I talk with Coach Prime about his second year as Buffs head coach. We're here live with head coach of Colorado, Coach Prime. What's up, man?
You know, it's so funny when you're doing an interview with a friend.
Right.
You try to keep your professionalism, but you want to have fun at the same time.
Well, listen, let's just have a fun chat here today. I do want to start off with the same question that I'm going to ask everybody when I sit down with them, which is, what's the best part about being the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes?
Every part is the best part. It's not a bad part. This ain't work. Like coming here into this wonderful stadium on this beautiful campus, it's unbelievable. And the love and respect and the culture that's being created here is fascinating. So it is no bad part. I hate to lose, you know that. I hate that. And I hate that feeling because I want everybody to be happy and pleased with our performances each week. Probably the bad part is that when we lose and you still got to make that ride through town or home or stop at a restaurant. That's the part, because I feel like I let you down.
Last year, you know, in your first year, I know you were confident. Yeah. I know. We talked before the TCU game, which we were in to broadcast. Gus and I and Jenny were in here for Nebraska. I knew you were confident that you guys could get it done.
Right.
And yet, the scope of what that turned into became
crazy,
wild.
Right.
Was that even a surprise to you?
No. The surprise was not being able to sustain the continuation of that feeling of those moments that we not only gave ourselves, but we gave the multitude around college football.
So you expected the viewership. Yeah. You expected the attention.
Yes.
And the interest.
And then some.
That would happen.
And then some. I think like that. We think like that. The staff thinks like that. I know Rick thinks like that for certain. When usually I wear the shirt that says, I believe. And we believe. Like we really do. You know, either we said in the book, either you're a believer or a believer.
That's right.
I just happen to be a believer. I'm a true believer.
By the way, I've got my copy right here.
There you
ready
go.
To go.
We got to make sure we get in one with the sticker on it.
You got a special one with a sticker?
Yeah, it says, you know what it says, right?
The sticker?
Yeah.
No.
You don't know what the sticker says when they give you the book with the sticker?
No.
It says New York Times bestseller.
Oh, there we go. See, I got one of the original
we gotta get you one with the sticker on it.
The original copies.
Yeah.
You just touched on one of the things I wanted to bring up. You talk in the book, and by the way, it's Elevate and Dominate, 21 ways to win on and off the field. So really terrific read. You talk about this idea of that you are either a believer or you are a belief.
That's right.
Can you explain that to us?
Well, a belief is what people from your hometown may say you are. People that oftentimes they're naysayers, oftentimes they give you limitations, oftentimes your belief, and they don't believe in you, they just think you're belief because they hadn't seen it before. And they're not there in sync with the possibilities, because you came from Fort Myers, Florida. Nobody else came from there that type of way because it was no guy playing football and baseball but a Bo Jackson.
Right.
And they never seen that before. So the belief was, you're supposed to do this. I'm a believer. That's the difference. That's the difference, that you can't put no handcuffs or no guardrails or incarcerate me mentally or physically or psychologically whatsoever, because I believe. My belief thinks out of the box.
Yeah.
Although what you believe to be true ain't true when it comes to me.
And we saw that manifest last year,
Yeah.
in particular with how animated you were in the press conference after the TCU game.
Do you believe that? Huh? Oh, no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh, no. Come on. Do you believe? You don't believe. You just answered it. You don't believe.
That was personal.
It was.
I'm sorry. It was personal.
By the way, I was standing right there,
It was personal.
and when I saw you walk past to the podium, I was like,
It's
I think
on.
I'm going to leave.
It's about to go down. It's about to go down. I think I told somebody it's about to go down.
That's right.
Because it was a little personal.
That's right.
I shouldn't allow things to get personal.
But you said that the only frustrating part for you was that you guys didn't sustain.
Right.
Okay, so every coach, and you do this, and you talk about it in the book too, evaluating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how are things going? What needs to change? What can I do better?
Yeah.
You know, and having those type of goals. So take me into your postseason evaluation of Coach Prime and the staff.
Let me go back. Let me take you to my in-season evaluation.
Okay.
Because a coach knows, man. I can sit here and, first of all, I don't lie, and I'm not going to blow smoke to you. After we get our butts kicked in the Oregon game, I said, you better get me now. You better get me now. Because I knew we didn't have what we needed to play at that level of consistency. We didn't have what we needed to play at certain levels against certain teams. We didn't have everything in-house. Although we may have believed that we could compete with them, in the trenches, I knew. At the skill positions, we got that because that's the attractability that I come with first off. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to attract the skill positions,
Sure.
and we good. We go head to head with anybody. But when it comes to those trenches, we didn't have what we needed, and that's where we suffered. So guess what? The whole world gets to see that. And I'm not the only one saw that. So now the players that say, hey, I could come there and help, I could be part of that. So now you're able to acquire those and attain those type of young men that could get you to the next level, that could protect Shedeur. The only thing that trips me out is you see the same thing. First of all, you're very intelligent. You see the same thing I see. But when I say it, you got a problem with it. I'm talking about the people out there. How you got a problem with what I see? He saw the same thing. He said it. But when I say it, why is it a problem? Are we not used to honesty from football coaches?
I don't think
across
we
America?
are. No, I don't think we
So
are.
everybody sugarcoating everything because I didn't get that memo when I got this job. Maybe Rick ain't put it in there because I wasn't gonna do
I
it.
didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I don't sugarcoat. I call it what it is.
Did you learn any, like, well, not did you, because I'm sure you did. What did you learn about yourself and your program other than what you just talked
Myself. Let's take that.
about? Yeah.
first.
What did you learn about Coach Prime?
Patience. I need a little more patience. I need a little more patience in certain areas.
I could see that. You know,
In certain areas.
there were moments during the season I could see that on your face.
Yeah.
On the sideline.
Because I know what's supposed to be happening.
That's right.
And I'm hearing what's supposed to be happening. And if it's not happening, and my best statement I make to the staff is, if you're allowing it to happen, that's on you.
Yeah.
It's just consequently on me.
I love that statement. So my dad was a high school coach for years, and I used to sit in and watch film with him, and I loved it. And he always talked about that the only thing you can control is your own effort level, right? And I always loved that. And then these other guys that I've played under or gotten to cover now, there are things, and what you just touched on right there. You said, hey, like what you're seeing, you're allowing this adage for coaches that what you see on film, there's only two things that are happening. You're either coaching it or allowing it.
That's right.
And so
that
what
stuff
were your
frustrates me.
conversations like with your staff?
It's frustrating because it's bothersome because I'm a really detailed guy.
Yeah.
I'm detailed to every darn thing. I dot I's, cross T's. Like, that's the way I go about my life. But I've learned a long time ago, you can't expect what you give. You can't expect what you give. You can't expect someone to be you because God only made one. He only made one of you. You can't expect somebody to do that. You kids, anybody. And so I don't have those expectations, but I expect what I expect and I want what I want. I really do. And when you don't see it materializing, it hurts. Then you have to digress a bit and say, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? Or did I make an emotional decision? And I never make decisions based on emotions. because they can always suffer. You always suffer when you make a decision based on emotions. Did I make the right decision? Was it too hasty? Was it too quick? Was the decision based on this? Because at the end of the day, the kids are the most important. Did I make the right decision based on what these kids need?
Yeah.
That's where I was.
So I want to go back to the book because you just alluded to something that I found, it jumped off the page to me when I read it. You talk about how everyone knows you
Right.
as playing for NFL teams and winning Super Bowls and going to Pro Bowls and being an athlete, the only one ever to play in the World Series and a Super Bowl, and playing Major League Baseball and in an NFL game on the same day. And yet you say in big, bold letters in the book, but you will remember me as Coach Prime.
That's right.
Not that I was like surprised by that, but that's obviously what you believe.
Yeah.
And that is what you are aiming to do.
I ain't aiming.
How does that happen?
I'm here.
You tell me. How does that happen?
Because it's a multiplicity of things that has to transpire. You got to be successful in what we call success. You got to be present. You don't have to be perfect. You just got to be present, and you got to provoke change. And I have the autonomy and the ability to accomplish all three simultaneously. And we're doing it. And it's on me how long I want to do it. And my tank is full.
Interesting.
My tank is full. I'm full. I'm behind the F. You know how some cars just lean, but I'm just leaning behind the F. Just I'm so full. I don't know what to do.
You can drive like 5-10 miles and it doesn't move.
Like I'm still hitting the thing and the gas is still coming out. Like I'm so full, and I love it. And it's getting to that point now. Like some people, especially kids, they don't know me as Prime, the football player Prime Time. They know me as Coach Prime. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that because a coach has this connotation, man, that he's helping you get to where you need to go to, man. He's like a live navigational system.
Yeah, and that's the other part of you said your goal, you're goal oriented. Your goal is to change young men's lives.
Yes, I did.
That's in the book. It was a great section.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Now, I love that. Everyone loves that. Can you tell me what that looks like? What does that look like?
That looks like a guy coming in this way and leaving that way. He may have come in this door, but he's leaving out that door. He may come in this car, but he's leaving out that car. He may come in dressed like this, but he's leaving dressed like that. He may come in talking like, hey, what's up with it? But he may leave, nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Right.
That's change, man. That's change. And God has given me the grace, the blessing, the strength to provoke that. That's why people get upset, because they know I got that. And that's what I want to do. That's what I love to do, because I don't have to do. See, a lot of young men may sit across from you. This is the only way you know them.
That's right.
By this. You know me by several different entities. And I'm in the third quarter of my life, and I'm winning.
And most everybody I sit with, I don't want to say they have to be there, but that's their profession. This is their first profession. This is their first career.
Right.
This is by choice for you.
Quarter.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the third quarter of life.
You talk in the book like I could be fishing.
Yo, you don't think I can in my lakes, not in somebody else.
No, in prime lake.
Let me tell you something that's different too. I'm glad we said that. I explained this to my kids. When I say my kids, I'm talking about the team. I said, guys, I was on the bank fishing with my stepfather one time in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm just letting you in on the way I think. And we're cane pole fishing. You can't go nowhere with no cane pole. You can just get that. You know the cane pole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cork, barber, everything, worms, everything. And a boat came by, and it was a couple gentlemen in this beautiful boat. And my stepfather looked at that, and he just went back to fishing. What is the thought of most people? Dang, if I was in that boat, I could fish a lot farther, and I could have access to different places. That's what most people think, right?
Yeah.
You know what the little young Prime thought? I want the lake. Forget the boat. I want the lake. Because if I got the lake, I could do whatever the heck I want to do.
Then you can get all the fish.
And I've never owned a home since then, since my adulthood life, without a lake. That's just my thought process, man. So when some people settle with a little bit of it, I want it all, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your relationship with Nick Saban and the commercials, the Aflac commercials are great.
I can't wait to shoot the next ones. I just saw the storylines and
The sketches?
Yeah, I just saw the sketches.
I can't wait to see
I can't wait either.
The Aflac ads are incredible with you and Coach, but it also gives you access to Coach Saban.
Oh my God. I'm like a kid in a darn candy shop. I'm sitting up there.
What are those
on my
interactions
feet.
like?
I'm sitting Indian style asking him, Coach, can you tell me about this? Can you tell me about that? I'm serious. I just keep him going. All I need is for real? And then that keeps him going.
And he just goes.
Oh my God, I love him. And Terry, his wife Terry.
Yeah.
Terry, his wife, I don't mean to call her by her first name, Mrs. Saban, she needs to teach a master class on how to do it with all the women that are alongside the man. She is unbelievable. Just to get your butt kicked and you go back and you look on your phone and you got a message from Mrs. Terry.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I'm interested in what you thought of Coach's comments after retiring, because he was basically saying, my tank is on E. I have nothing left to give, and I don't want to.
True.
And I don't want to deal with how we're doing it now.
Say that part, but no, he has. First of all, let's just get this straight. He's the magna cum laude. He is it. He is what we attain to just get next to. We'll never eclipse it whatsoever.
I think he's the best ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay, let's just get that straight.
And he didn't want to deal with, I'll say it again, because he didn't want to deal with what college football is now.
It's different. It's different.
So what was your reaction when you heard that?
He kept it a buck. He kept it 100. And I know how he got to that point. You know, you hear the stories, but you know the truth when you hear the truth, and I know the truth. I just hate it for him because I felt as though he had so much more left. But I understand when it's not in you to do it that way, and you want to do it this way. And shoot, it was like, darn, it's like, man, we lost the OG. We lost the OG. Like, he means so much to me personally as a man, and just watching him from a near and far and being able to have access to pick up a phone and call him whenever I would need him, and I didn't abuse that situation whatsoever. I hate that we lost him for college football's sake.
Yeah.
And why?
I do too.
It shouldn't be like that.
How would you fix it? I mean, do you have one or two things that you would do tomorrow if you could fix it?
Everybody want it both ways. Like the kids want to be compensated like pros, but they don't want to be treated like pros.
Right.
Because
they don't want to have a contract that holds them.
Pros get talked to anyway, not by the coaches, but by the media. See, it's been a safeguard around college athletes that the media don't really go at them because they're amateurs. Now you got media talking junk to college players because college players are making more than the media. And a lot of these collegiate athletes ain't built like that to hear that. Because the first thing they do, and we try to safeguard that, is at halftime they go checking the phone.
Yeah.
What they said about me. And you can't live like that. It's tough. They should be compensated, all of them, in every sport. But what's that mean? What does that look like?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that Tom should be making what Harry makes.
Yeah.
Because Tom may contribute much as Harry did, but Tom need to be compensated like Tom.
And Coach Saban would put it like, there's got to be a balance between what you give and what you take, you know, and
yeah, but if
that's
you
gotta
give
be
it,
ironed out.
if I give you something, I have an expectation. Now, if you're not meeting the expectation, what do I do?
Right.
What?
What's your recourse?
What? Right. So I should have some type of recourse if I'm breaking you off and blessing you and you ain't doing nothing for it. No. Where do we go from there?
Yeah. But we start with, we all agree, and I agree, and I know you agree, they should be compensated.
Yeah.
And you got a couple of guys, Shedeur being one of them, and obviously Travis, that are doing remarkably well.
They're doing really good. Don't forget Shiloh, because every time
Shiloh's doing well.
Every time I forget Shiloh, Dad, you sit right up there with Joel and you didn't mention it. You sat right there.
Shiloh, I won't forget you. I got you. I got your
Joel,
back.
I appreciate that. I needed that.
You got it. You got it.
I needed that.
Okay. You just touched on like your tank is full.
Yeah.
You want to do this. This is your calling. And I would be interested to hear from you. What's your vision long term as a coach and maybe for Colorado football after Shedeur, Shilo, and Travis?
Okay. Let me start by saying I'm a leader of men, not a follower of men. I'm a father, not a baby daddy. I lead my sons. I don't follow my sons. My sons, Travis included, are getting ready to migrate to the NFL. I'm not following them to the NFL. I'm a bona fide leader. I'm a daddy, man. Not a baby daddy. I'm a real father. So I paved the way for my babies. They're not paving the way for me. So I plan on being here and being dominant here because they are establishing something that we're going to continue to build on for years to come. And I'm thankful that they're establishing what they're establishing.
So that leads me into this year. And the only part, so we sat down last year.
Yeah.
And it was great. I loved our conversation. I really did. And there was only one part where I thought you were going to come across and be like, "What are you talking about? Don't say." I said, if I'm putting on my analyst hat and not my alumni hat,
Gotcha.
right? And I say, okay, what does substantial improvement look like for any team in college football? Well, I've been doing this for a long time. So I would say, a +3 to 5 in the win column is like really, really good and tough. And I said that to you, and you said, we want it all.
Yeah.
I believe the answer is, I want the full cup.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you, if I put my analyst hat on,
Put it on.
I see a team that if things happen the right way, based on the fact that you won 4, you were +3, you probably could have won or should have won 2 or 3 more.
Right.
I see the schedule you have this year as opposed to the schedule you had a year ago.
And the quarterback ability.
Quarterback ability, obviously.
That we played against. I'm saying that.
Oh, of course.
That's
You
what I
played
mean.
some of the best quarterbacks in the
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
I legitimately feel like you guys can be a upper echelon, compete for the Big 12 championship.
Okay, that's not what your Colorado draws on, right?
No,
'Cause
that's.
I want them to know.
I'm going to say that.
I want them to know you don't have your Colorado draws on and your tank top up under
no,
there.
No, but they are comfy, and I do
Okay.
still have them.
But I want them to know that so you can, because your analyst hat is on.
That's exactly
There
right.
you go.
Last year, I said 4 or 5 wins was going to be a very good year, and I still stand by that. I know that it didn't finish the way that you wanted to,
Right.
and I think that the heightened expectations led to a feeling like expectations weren't met. I don't feel like that was the case.
Let me tell you something, and I don't want to stop your soliloquy because it's
That's okay.
beautiful. Certain areas, we weren't built for the moment. Certain areas,
Yep.
we weren't built for it.
That's right.
The moment came, it'd be 3rd and 5. We don't get it. 1st and 10, we just need one more stop because we know darn well if the ball get in Shedeur's hands,
Yep.
he's going to win it.
Yep. Well, I mean, you need one
We-
more stop against USC.
We didn't get a stop.
That's right.
So that's where.
So to me, I genuinely believe that with your quarterback in particular, you have a chance to compete for the Big 12 championship. In this era, there's 12 teams in the playoff. If you're on the level where you can compete for a conference championship, you will be competing, at least in my
I
estimation,
love to
for a
hear it.
playoff spot.
I love to hear it.
What's your expectation?
To do just what you just mentioned, because I feel like we addressed the needs and tremendous concerns protecting the quarterback.
That's
we got
right.
a darn quarterback. Forget he's my son. Forget all that, because when you place that in it, the hate comes,
That's right.
and you start getting
Well, let me say it.
crazy.
Let me say it.
There you go.
Shedeur was one of the best quarterbacks in the country when protected.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at when I evaluated the film of the games that you guys were able to protect him, you went up and down the field. And he was sacked 50 plus times, which is an unbelievable number. So when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at your team, your improvement on the offensive line, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if Shedeur only gets sacked half
of the time.
so let's say less than 25 times, which is still a lot, by the way. Okay, there are guys out there. Bo Nix from Oregon got sacked like 6 times.
Yes, right.
And I'm saying, like, if you go under 25, that's 4 more wins.
Yeah,
Easy.
at the gate.
Now it's about, can you make a 3rd and 5
Can
play?
we stop?
Can you get this 4th down stop and get off the field?
Right.
And that's how you get from
That's
eight
Rob
to 10.
Livingston. That's bringing a pro in. And let me tell you something about pros. And I have nothing against collegiate coaches because there's some great ones out there. I just have a better rhythm, a better feel, because that's my thought process. And that's the process that I want these young men to understand where they're headed. So if they're taught by a pro, understanding how to be a pro makes it much more realistic, and I can comprehend the style and the way they teach. So you talking about over 127 years in this building of NFL coaching experience. It's unbelievable, man. And I absolutely love it. And I think we're better not only on the field, we're better off the field. And that's not an insult to the guys that were here previous year, but I think we got better, man. I think I'm better. I think the whole thing is better, and we're not done. From when this interview is going to be aired, we're probably going to have probably 10 to 15 more grown men that can help us right now on special teams as well as offensively and defensively added to this team. From a few from high school, several from the portal. So I love what I'm seeing in spring practice. I love where I know we're headed. I love what I know is going to come into the house, and the communication process and the teaching of the staff. I love it. I really do.
Is there anything you want to do differently year 2 than year 1?
I want to be much more consistent. You mean me personally or the team?
Personally, Coach Prime.
I got to act on what I feel. And I got to act on what I know. It's like you see some things, you feel some things, and I'm a nice guy, so I give it a chance to materialize and for it to come to pass. And then I call my support guys around the country, and Coach Saban and some of the other guys. I don't want to mention their names, but they give me so much love and advice. I gotta act on it. If I would have acted on it, things might have been a lot different, but I didn't.
My man, here we go. 21 ways to win on and off the field, elevate and dominate. A New York Times bestseller. I don't have the sticker.
Actually, I'm getting you that.
I got notes in it, man.
I'll tell you what, you got to listen.
I got earmarks, I got notes. See, you got
to listen to the audio too.
I'm an old school guy. I like
but that audio gonna have you.
Did you do the audio?
I did the audio.
Oh,
but guess
then,
what?
yeah, I'm gonna listen to it.
I had Kurt Franklin do the music.
Oh,
so
there's music to it.
We took you to church. We took you to the choir.
All right, I'm definitely getting the audio version now.
You're gonna start off in that outfit, but by the time you get to where you're going, you have a mouthpiece in, a helmet on. You're gonna be right. You're gonna be ready. I promise you.
Man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time.
Man. I appreciate you.
I'll see you this fall.
Yeah. And can you? What is the secret to stay trim?
The secret?
Yeah. Because every time I see you, and I hug you, I say that Joel is straight.
You know what? I just don't eat lunch.
I can't do that.